Most often when Muslims are asked the question, so why do you guys fast in the month of Ramadan? The most common answer is to empathize with the poor or to know what it's like to be hungry. Now, although these answers may be partly true, there's a lot more to fasting than this. If we were to look into the Quran, it in fact reveals something a lot deeper. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, O you who have believed, fasting has been decreed upon you as it was decreed upon those before you, so that you may obtain taqwa. Meaning that the purpose of fasting is to gain this taqwa. But what exactly is taqwa? To answer this question, let's look at an amazing story whereby Umar ibn Khattab radiyallahu anhu asks Ubay bin Ka'b this very same question. What is taqwa? To which Ubay replies with an incredible example. He says, have you ever taken a thorny path? So Umar says, yes, I have. So Ubay then goes, so how did you travel along this thorny path? Umar radiallahu anhu responds and says, I rolled up my garment and was cautious as to where I would tread to avoid being pricked by the thorns. So Ubay radiallahu anhu responds and says, this is taqwa. It's an amazing example that illustrates the meaning of taqwa. A concept of being cautious and careful as to where you would tread, not out of the fear of stepping into thorns, but rather the fear of stepping into that which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has prohibited. And by fasting, we can gain this virtue of taqwa. By abstaining from food and drink and constantly being cautious not to eat or drink during the day, we develop a heightened sense of awareness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and more God consciousness. And surely if we can learn to be cautious in avoiding the consumption of food and drink which are generally permissible, then we would similarly be able to train ourselves to be much stronger and much cautious from falling into that which is otherwise impermissible, such as backbiting, gossip, the unlawful gaze, or even disobeying our parents. So if anyone asks you, why do you fast? Tell them this, it's to gain taqwa. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us all taqwa this Ramadan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.